2. Greek Science and Philosophy. The answer appears in Benjamin Farrington, for whom Greek science constitutes a veritable miracle. Greek science did not, in any practical working sense, surpass the science of some other ancient cultures, but what Farrington is looking for is theoretical evidence of an attempt to give a naturalistic explanation of the universe as a whole, and this the other Near Eastern cultures lacked. The originality and scientific aspect of the Ionian way of thought was that it sought to explain the mysteries of the universe in terms of familiar things. For Farrington, science is thus more accurately to be defined as materialism, naturalism, and humanism, as anthropomorphic thinking. They might be said to have given an operational rather than a rational account of the nature of things. Their criterion of truth was successful practice. The exaltation by them of the practical knowledge contained in the techniques into method of analysis of natural phenomena was the truly revolutionary step. With the Milesians, technology drove mythology off the field. The central illumination of the Milesians was the notion that the whole universe works in the same way as the little bits of it that are under man's control. The processes of men controlled on earth becomes the key to the whole activity of the universe. It appears now what constituted Greek quote-unquote philosophy and quote-unquote science. Earlier cultures, in their legal codes, mathematics, and often remarkable calculations, indicated their high order of intelligence and rationality, but they were not quote-unquote scientific because they were not naturalistic. Thus, when Cato, another worshipper of the Greeks, tells us that they showed for the first time what the human mind was for, he contributes nothing to our knowledge of the Greeks, but much to our knowledge of his anti-supernatural, anti-Christian bias. He thus contributes nothing to our knowledge of the Greek mind, but much to our knowledge of his mind. While there is an important element of truth in Farrington's thesis, the fact remains that Greek thought was religious and it was esoteric. However, the public philosophy was an exoteric presentation, whereas the quote-unquote hidden truth belonged to the members of the school only. The Greek philosophers were apparently the first to teach an exoteric philosophy as a means of enlisting followers into the expert, professional, and esoteric school. A man was initiated into a school of thoughts, and its concepts were property jealously hoarded. The secrecy was both a principle and an early form of copyright and professional unionism. Today, professional, legal, scientific, and medical associations form often a closed corporation to protect the initiates of the profession. The protection has passed from the ideas to the profession of the practitioner, and there is often a legally enforced barrier to protect the initiates. Plato's writings give evidence of hidden doctrines, and Farrington himself cites evidence of the same in Aristotle. When Alexander the Great, whose tutor Aristotle had been, heard a report that the subject matter of the morning lectures had been published, he wrote to his teacher to protest. "If you have made public what we have learned from you, how shall we be any better than the rest? Yet I had rather excel in learning than in power and wealth." Aristotle told him not to worry. "The private lessons," he wrote, "are both published and not published. Nobody will be able to understand them except those who have had the oral instruction." The religious and the esoteric aspects are pervasive in Greek thought. However, there is some validity to the ascription of naturalism to the Greeks. According to Milonas, the religion of the prehistoric Greeks was a nature creed. For Greek mythology, in the beginning was chaos, yawning void, Out of chaos came the broad, flat earth, the true mother of all things, gods as well as men. The foundations of Greek thoughts were thus the same as the Egyptian and Babylonian, to name but two. The dialectic of chaos and order and the concept of continuity. There was a oneness of being in the cosmos, but a difference of power. Pindar stated it clearly in Nemea 6. There is one race of men, one race of gods. Both have breath of life from a single mother, but sundered power holds us divided, so that the one is nothing, while for the other the brazen sky is established, their sure citadel forever. The cornerstone of all naturalism is this concept of the continuity of being, and every culture or religion based on that concept is either implicitly or explicitly naturalistic.